Hi, I'm Jeff Nelson of VegSource.com. As many of you know, each year we put on an event here in Southern California called the Healthy Lifestyle Expo. Over 2.5 days, we bring in top experts in the field of health and nutrition to speak on a variety of topics. We do this as part of our mission to bring the best information possible about how to have a healthy, plant-strong lifestyle. We have these talks professionally videotaped so that people who aren't able to enjoy the event live can share in the experience afterwards on DVD. I think you'll enjoy this brief excerpt from the panel discussion on the Get Healthy Now Red DVD set.
When what person A says this and person B says exactly the opposite, how somebody that is not as educated as some of us in this room, we don't have the same kind of ways to look up medical studies or analyze data. So how does somebody decide for themselves who's right, not on the basis of who we like better or who's better looking, but how do we know? How do we know when we're having polar opposite opinions on a few subjects?
I think the problem is almost in the question, and not for you for asking it, because I think it's a great question. But I think the problem is, why are we focusing on that? If we're all in agreement over 95 or 98%, I'm wondering about the consciousness that's making everybody focus on the 2% to bicker about. You know, my favorite response was Dr. Esselstyn's to Wolf Blitzer.
I also recommend people take 3 or 4 grams a day of fish oil because the omega-3 fatty acids can be so protective. So
but we heard Dr. Esselstyn say no oil. I take fish oil, Dr. Eggleston. Is that a bad idea?
Well, I'm not going to really wrestle with Dean over fish oil. We have so much that is in common, and we're striving together to really make the basic point here really is that by eating these whole foods and getting
there was a clear problem there about, well, he said this and that. But you see, that's because we've been trained over the last 10 or 15 years to buy into what that media wants us to do. They don't just want us to differ. They want us to argue. I disagree with Dr. McDougall about a few things, but we sit down and we discuss them. And the point is that in the big picture, they're all irrelevant. Ken Wilber wrote a book, and he talked about the perennial philosophy and how all religions were bickering. And he said, remember the old IBM punch cards? He said, if you put the great truths of all the religions on punch cards and you lined them up and held them up to the light, you'd see 10 absolute truths that were common in all of them. And he called that the perennial philosophy. He said, that's what you should focus on. And it's the same amongst us, you know, about these messages. There's a center that everybody agrees on. And that's where people need to focus, and at least until they get that right, because my experience is 98% of the people asking the questions haven't gotten the other 98% right yet. So I think they're arguing over the 2% so they don't have to do the 98%.
Right, good points.
This is just a short excerpt from a presentation on the Get Healthy Now Red DVD set. This DVD set contains a total of 12 fascinating talks on 3 DVDs, over 13 hours of information in all. The talks include Dr. Matthew Lederman on navigating through health and medical misinformation. Learn how to avoid being misled by pharmaceutical studies in order to make decisions based on reality. Dr. Joel Fuhrman gives 2 talks, Metabolism and Hunger, which shows you how to lose weight easily and permanently, and Longevity and Cancer Prevention, how to protect yourself from the toxic environment. Dr. John McDougall presents a research update, Diet, Multiple Sclerosis, and Autoimmune Diseases on how to prevent and reverse arthritis, MS, type 1 diabetes, and other autoimmune diseases. And Dr. McDougall gives a second talk called The Starch Solution, documenting how the optimum human diet for thousands of years has been, and today continues to be, based on starchy foods. Jeff Novick presents Healthy Living Made Easy, How to Succeed Without Trying, providing practical tips and information for easily and effortlessly adopting a health-promoting diet. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn presents Ending the Coronary Disease Epidemic and shares for the first time the impressive results of hundreds of patients in his private practice who have successfully followed his heart disease reversal program over many years. Rip Esselstyn presents Plant Strong, Taking It to the Next Level, sharing the secrets of Plant Strong success that many leaders of industry and sports legends have used as the cornerstone for their robust health. John Robbins presents Antidote to a Mean World, revealing fascinating information about his famous family and uplifting stories of transformation and hope. Reverend Hung Shur presents I Am What I Eat, Meeting Myself at Mealtime, examining historical dietary traditions of different peoples and how culture and media influence the food choices we all make. There's also a lively panel discussion with experts taking questions from the audience, as well as cooking demos from our cooks presenting easy, delicious, and nutritious recipes. Most doctors recommend prescriptions and procedures, which for the most part just mask or delay your inevitable decline from chronic illnesses. The medical experts on Get Healthy Now Red DVD give you practical information and education so you can take charge of your health yourself and actually save yourself from serious diseases. The Red DVD contains 12 talks on 3 DVDs, over 13 hours of critical health information. If you purchased each talk individually, you could spend $240 to get this life-saving information, but the Get Healthy Now Red DVD is only $89.95, including shipping. This information could save you thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills and help ensure you have the best chance of a healthy, happy life throughout your life. Don't let poor health control you. Make sure you have the latest information to get and stay healthy always. Go to vegsource.com and click on Store and buy a copy of Get Healthy Now Red DVD today.